we so organic that we want those kids that's you know what I'm saying, that's struggling, that need a place to go to get just to get some food if they want something to eat. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna judge you, we don't judge nobody, but we want y'all to come here and get these opportunities, put y'all on people, you know what I'm saying? Introduce y'all to a whole different world out there, you know what I'm saying? Go on trips and just open your eyes up to different potential businesses and ways they can actually get money the right way. Like, in the summertime, Ms. Nah and myself and Keisha, we hired over 200 kids in the whole Philly, you know what I'm saying, through Work Ready. We hired kids through Powercircle. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff that, like, people, the perception, like, perception is crazy. Like, people will see this name nonprofit. Like, I'm gonna just use, trying to think. All right, Big Brother, Big Sister as an example, right? This is a well-known nonprofit that been around for decades, and um it's a name, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I'm a person that's trying to donate, because we basically survive off of donations, we survive off of funding, we survive off of grants, right? But now when you got these other, in the city, it's like one piece of pie come down for funding. Everybody, my name is Buddha on Instagram, Easy Forever, you know what I'm saying? Hanging out with JP, Heat Studios, doing this interview. Listen, one thing about me, I want to let y'all know is about the youth. We here, we trying to motivate y'all, influence y'all, you know what I mean? Change our mindsets, show y'all some new things that's going on that y'all can potentially grow your own businesses, be your own bosses, be your leaders, have careers, have goals, you know what I'm saying? Just live, I don't want to say stress-free life, but live kind of comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So we just, all picking each other up, having some balance in here, no greedy people, no squares in this circle. You feel me? Like, that's what we going in 2024. We tightening up the circle. And listen, check us out. Stay tuned.
What's up? It's your girl Jenna is Paradise, and I got the one and only entrepreneur, Mr. Buddha here himself. How you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Honored to be here too. And like, before we even start, I just want to say I'm proud of you. And this interview is gonna be like real special for me and probably for you, but because the fact, like, you know me from way back. It's like, I don't usually talk. I don't usually use my voice. So a lot of people be wanting me to do interviews. I be turning it down. A lot of people reach out wanting me to do, like, guest speaking and stuff like that. But I felt like I had to do it for you because I just see your journey, how far your growth, and I know you've been wanting to do your podcast. And I said, why not, do the interview with you? You know what I'm saying? Because it's all full circle, and we're gonna get into it, like how everything just came full circle with how we met in our journey through, with everything. So I'm proud of you, and I appreciate you inviting me here.
Before we get into your background and your story, I want to let the people know exactly who you are. Mr. Buddha here is the president of Powercircle, a nonprofit organization that serves the youth. He does a lot of community events to keep your kids out the street and more. But let's get into it.
No, for sure. Yeah. That's sum it up though, and a little bit about, like, just really me at where I'm at now to where I started with the whole, getting into the whole nonprofit world. That was like 9 years ago. So, like, where I'm at today, I feel like I'm holding myself accountable for where I could be at. You know what I'm saying? Like, just really trying to go back and, just right some of my wrongs, and just the morality of my whole life and the mistakes I made to where I'm at now, and just learning stuff and trying to get better, just as a human, as a man. So that's where I'm at now, just trying to hold myself accountable, like, just to go farther this year and do it better, and do it, just do it, just learn from my mistakes in the past, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't jump into the nonprofit world knowing what it was about. Like, I kind of just, follow God and just follow my purpose, and I'm learning as I go. So I just wanted to get that out there first. Like I wanted to make sure because with nonprofit, a lot of people like you gotta. It's like a complaining game. I call it the complain game because in order to get like what's needed for your community or what's needed for your programs and stuff, you gotta complain. You gotta always, you know what I'm saying? You always gotta fight through a lot of stuff, and I don't want to keep complaining. So I'm just holding myself accountable, knowing that I can go harder. I could do much more. So yeah, that's where I'm at now with it.
I felt it.
Yeah, thank you.
So my first question is, what made you start a nonprofit organization for you?
Yeah, so going back at it, and it's not just me, it's definitely my team. Shout out to them. And the whole thing just kind of got whipped up like I said around 2014. It became an idea of around 2015. It came a little bit more surreal, and it was just to the point where being from Frankfurt, being in the neighborhood, like I said, going through some rough patches, some experience things in the neighborhood that led me to like having to do a little bit of time, having to me to witness my friend get killed, having to witness a lot of young people around my neighborhood that I seen every day lose their lives to either the graveyard or going to jail. Like the same cycle was just happening over and over. And I always felt like I was a leader, you know what I'm saying? Like just my upbringing, I was just a leader all the time. So I just felt like around 2014, 2015, I just saw the void that was needed in my hood. And then my partner, Ms. Nah, was already working with kids, like with the summer work ready. She was already doing a lot of nonprofit stuff. She was already a business owner. And me coming, like I was in the streets, but I always had, like a 9 to 5, double dabbling in the streets. And what I mean streets, I wasn't like the tough street person like Fasana, but I did a lot of street activity stuff that, that I was going down the wrong path, that the mistakes I made, I could have lost my life. I could have did a lot of time in jail. You know what I'm saying? I could have been hurt, injured, whatever. But me meeting Ms. Nah, not meeting Ms. Nah, I always knew Ms. Nah because I hang with her son and her daughter. We all grew up together. So, but me meeting Ms. Nah in that light on working with kids and stuff, it kind of inspired me to want to work with kids. So it was kind of just like just a whole organic Powercircle just emerged, you know what I'm saying? Like me working for a nonprofit at the time, like finding my first real job because I'm a felon. I had stuff on my record, so it was hard for me to get a good job. And me being able to volunteer, then start working with a nonprofit, just kind of opened my eyes up to seeing like, yo, something is missing for the kids. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of like the whole plan around like 2015.
What was the process like recruiting like the youth that's in the neighborhood or like all around?
Yeah, so the process for our first group of kids, so the process was really I was going to Frankfurt High School football field, just volunteering, helping out because I played football for them when I was in high school. So I used to just go back there at their practices, be around the kids, see what they had going on, giving them some advice like for football. And then I just saw kind of like a shift in the generation where, like I said, I felt like it was needed where the kids were just being real disrespectful to the coaches, and the music started shifting to where it was a more bad influence, like more violence into the music. And I just started seeing that, and like I said, the cycle just kept coming around where I see people growing up and disappearing the next day, not seeing them no more. So it was to the point where I was going to the football field, and it just was like, damn, I think I want to start a program in the school though. Like we wanted to go in Frankfurt. That was the whole first plan, to go in Frankfurt and do a class where the kids that get suspended, the kids that the outcast kids, the disruptors in the class, the ones that get expelled, kicked out, we wanted to kind of be an alternate to come to our class to kind of mold them and help them stay on track or get back on track. And Frankfurt turned us down at the time. They like, no, we can't have that in here, not right now. So that was discouraging from the rip. And then we wind up landing, like a community center in the neighborhood where we probably started with like 5 of those kids from the football team, right? That locked in with us, and maybe a couple kids that me and Ms. Nah was doing work ready with that kind of like came emerged over. Then all of a sudden, we kind of just shifted, turning that whole small program into a brand. So we wanted the brand that really like, you know, pushing the brand out, pushing the logo out, pushing some merchandise out, and flyers, and that's when the community events start coming around to say like, listen, let's. I know I'm probably speeding ahead too, like
It's
so,
fine.
yeah,
It's
for
fine.
sure. But let's hold like around 2014, 2015, a lot of entrepreneurs like emerged in Philly, right? So, like when it comes to like clothing brands, when it comes to chefs, when it comes to all type of accessories. It emerged like in 2014, 2015, you know, going hand in hand with social media. Um, this one like Facebook, Instagram just start coming around, but all these entrepreneurs was doing a lot of stuff in the neighborhoods where, you know, the people in the hoods, the people that support you, the people that's want to buy these products and come to your events. So it was like just holding them people accountable to like, listen, we doing a turkey drive. I need you to donate 20 turkeys. You put your logo on here. That's good marketing for you. And then you also getting the blessing, just helping families out. You know what I'm saying? So I remember our first couple of events, we had like a lot of big influencers that to this day was 9 years later, they like the top of the line people that I see, you know, with growth. And just to name a few, like Milano, Lavello, a lot of other, you know, the Morris twins that play basketball in the NBA, they was on our turkey drive. It was just a lot of people. My man Largo, he doing big things in the music industry. So just seeing all them people grow to the day to where we started at, like in the community, like really giving back. I always felt like that was a big part, a big solution to just like I said, bringing people together, circulating the money in the neighborhood, putting people on jobs, putting people on just learning how to make a business. And now today, 9 years later, you see it all over Philly, like everybody doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like myself and my team, we was kind of like the I don't want to say the first because I always want to pay homage to like you know the older people that did it way before me when it came to mentoring, when it came to community events. But I feel as though we was kind of like the first that kind of court the eye of social media doing that type work, if that makes sense. Like we was kind of like the first mentoring group that kind of like hit social media in Philadelphia for other people outside to see what we had going on, to kind of be like an inspiration, to kind of like set the blueprint up. And it wasn't that many programs around. It was stuff around, but it wasn't that many programs that had access to the hood, like the hoods we come from. I know my man Ryan, as I planted the seed, he was another group that kind of just started out too, hitting the social media scene, and we like partnered up like from way back then. You know what I'm saying? So just to see like where we at today, is a blessing. Like we made it far, but it's still a process. It's still a whole long way to go because like I said, I got into the game not knowing nothing about it. Like I'm talking about I ain't study, I ain't go to college for it. I didn't even know what a nonprofit was. I just knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to, you know, change some people, also change myself. Cause like I said in the beginning, I was making a lot of mistakes, and still to this day, I make a lot of mistakes and stuff because I look at it like I know I'm not gonna be fully righteous on you know everything I'm trying to do, but I gotta be this leader. That mean I have to take a step back and really you know tighten up and focus because I can't teach a kid son, and I'm out here doing you know the wrong thing. So it's like back then I didn't know none of this, and all of a sudden it's like I'm learning my mistakes, I'm meeting the right people, I'm gaining on resources, and it's still a heavy process, still a long way to go, but definitely I feel like we was one of those pioneers, you know, in the nonprofit and not in the nonprofit game, in the mentoring game in Philadelphia, and we still got a long way to go.
Um, I know, like, from my experience of being in like Power Circle, like it's always seemed like great. So like to hear that Frankfurt turns you down, sorry to hear that. I know it was other places like the Boys and Girls Club and
Right.
stuff. What kept you motivated during them times when these places just was like, no, you can't be here, and you trying to do something for our community?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna speed back too. Like, so real quick, how me and Jenna met. So Jenna was like, she really like the only I want to say student that we had that kind of I feel as though you can correct me if I'm wrong, that really saw like the transition of like matter of fact, I want to say you've been through a lot of different generations when it came to Power Circle, even to this day of like the age brackets of kids that we had. Like you know, it's like a whole new cycle every 2 years of kids that we you know got to build relationships with, and just cycle them in through Power Circle, and it's like a whole process of just building that chemistry and that relationship. And I feel as though like you one of those students that been there from the beginning and kind of like stuck it out and saw the whole different shifts, went through all the obstacles with us as far as being kicked out of places and having to find another place or having to meet up outside and having to figure stuff out all the time. I feel like you saw that. But as a student, I want to ask you, did you kind of like still feel the obstacles that we was going through, or everything was kind of smooth and you was like still
No,
being able to like get the best out of it?
I was able to get the best out of the program because y'all still reached out, made sure it was good. But like as far as like having a place to go, because like my childhood, like
Right.
I was getting kicked out the house,
Yeah.
like labeled as a runaway and stuff. So like to go from having a program where I could get something to eat or like talk and socialize with people that actually showed that they cared about me, for it to just like go away for a couple months and come back, it's kind of hard because
Right.
it's like where my outlet at, or where do I
Mm-hmm.
find a time at to just be like, oh, I'm a kid. So it's like when that time happened, or like when they kicked y'all out and y'all had to find different places, that would be like the only thing that I like struggled with.
Yeah,
But
no,
as
it's
far as
crazy you
that,
said that too, because like I said in the beginning, like that's why I'm so proud of you, because I knew where you came from and I know where you at now, and it's like, yo, it's like surreal on how far somebody can really just like be strong and get through a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, with never giving up. And you one of those people that I really admire for that. Like I said, I watched you grow between the beginning of like the mid of Power Circle to now, and seeing like the change of all the kids, the change of the whole like just the atmosphere of how things is. You get what I'm saying? So I'm definitely proud of you. I want to keep that in mind that I'm definitely here for you. And just like on top of, like you said, just like the consistency of Power Circle, just the structure. I feel like the type of program we got, a lot of people don't know, and I want to share this with people today. Like Power Circle definitely is a mentoring program, right? But like outside looking in, it's a well programmed, well known, right? But in the inside of Power Circle, it's kind of like chaotic, right? And it's for a reason, right? It's to be able to, like I said, we got to build those relationships. It take time, so it's nothing that's overnight. That you got to earn the kids' trust to be able to even want to come. Because one thing about our program, it's not court appointed. Kids don't have to go. It's after school. You know what I'm saying? Like one thing about America or just the world in general, like you have to go to school. Like that's something that they command you to go to school since you when you able to really walk and run and 3 years old, you starting to go to preschool and daycare and they get you ready for school. But one thing about after school, you don't have to go. You don't, you know what I'm saying? After school is where you free, you could either play sports and do whatever you're gonna do. And our program, kids want to go to Power Circle. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't wait. Even though it was only on Tuesdays, it's like, yo, Tuesday that day is on my calendar. Like it was at Power Circle. And that's like the best music to my ears that I always like. I get those texts, I get those calls on Monday or early Tuesday or after school Tuesday. Like, yo, is it Power Circle today? Is it Power Circle? Can we go to Power Circle? Can you pick us up? And it's like the best feeling in the world. And to be able to, sometimes when we don't have Power Circle, I be feeling what you feel, the opposite. Like, damn, like I know I feel like I'm letting y'all down. I feel like, Miss Nye, Miss Keisha, they feel the same way. Like, damn, we letting them down. Like, we gonna have to do something. We gotta tap in with them. We gotta make sure, they staying on track. And it's just like you gotta get through that type stuff. And the people, like I said, outside looking in, it looks so good because it's on Instagram and it's on and it's successful on the outside, but the inside is the structure takes a lot of time because of the way, I want to say, the way our kids, for one, is very rambunctious. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our kids, a lot of people in our neighborhood don't got a lot of resources that other programs get and stuff like that. So it's just a whole different vibe. But the reason I think we separate from other places, I just feel like it's the realest ever. You know what I'm saying? Because we not running away from the problems. We facing them head on. You know what I'm saying? Like we know so and so possibly got a gun on him for a reason. You get what I'm saying? Because he probably feel need to protect himself, and so we got so many different things that we got to look out for. But our program is definitely making a change, I feel like, through it all, because I just got off the phone the other day. So we stopped programming for a little while. because of space issues, like always. And the kids, like they lost like two friends in 1 week, right? And like I said, we've been doing this 9 years, and there's always a time in the back of my head because it happened before where I couldn't personally get to a kid, or we didn't have a power circle going on at this particular time, and the kid either, I lost probably like two kids that in the midst of power circle season being shut down, two kids the gun violence, and a lot of kids court cases in between times. So you see the statistics, like you see it when Power Circle is up and running and Power Circle not up and running. You see all that, and then recently, a couple of my kids, like a main group of my kids, lost two of their friends, and they're at the age now 15 and 16. And I experienced that same stuff growing up, like losing friends at that age, and the trauma, and just like going through a lot of stuff. And I feel as though I didn't even get through. I didn't deal with my trauma the best way I could back in the day on the stuff I went through. Like I feel like I ain't take the proper steps to deal with my trauma. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing that now is like they going through it. I see it. You know what I'm saying? I see the Instagram posts. I check them on. I'm like, yo, I don't like these. I don't like what I see on y'all Instagrams. Like, I don't like the image y'all portraying. I don't like it. And I know to y'all it's just natural. It's just regular everyday life to y'all. But the way that I see it, I'm like, yo, y'all going down the wrong path. Like,
Right.
y'all too cool. Y'all being too cool. Like that person that y'all be trying to be too cool. It ain't that for real. For real. You know what I'm saying? All y'all chasing money. All y'all chasing this type of lifestyle, whereas though, to be honest, y'all don't need no money right now. You know what I'm saying? When you 14, 15, 16, and look on the Instagram and social medias and in the world, like you need money, you need this, you need sneakers, you need clothes, you need to be fresh. And ain't that, you don't need that until you adult, till you got all your stuff in order, till you really, out of the crib, working out of school. That's when you focus on getting some money. You know what I'm saying? But in the meantime, focus on school, focus on after school programs, focus on structuring life to get that money the right way so you can keep that money. Because if not, you chasing that fast money, you ain't gonna make it till you 21. You're not gonna make it till you 18 these days. Like, back in the day in my time, you make a mistake, all right, you might get a little time, you might get probation, you might get this, you might get into a fight. These days, that one mistake is deadly. You know what I'm saying? It's a total warfare out here. So me just knowing that and going back, it's like, yo, I gotta hold myself accountable to do better. I gotta tighten up because I know I can go straight farther. I know I can, turn Power Circle all the way up. My team know we can, the goal is to get our own space so we ain't gotta worry about all the BS, you know what I'm saying? So that's something definitely, that play a big part.
You might not know the exact answer to this question, but why do you think people keep kicking y'all out? Like if you're trying to help the community.
Right. So, like I said, the real reason, and it's not like I'm to the point now, like everything happened for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I really believe in that. Like everything happened for a reason to either wake you up to be like, yo, you can be going harder. Like you could be doing X, Y, and Z, but you bullshitting. Like you know what I'm saying? You worrying about other stuff. So it's like I'm being accountable for that. But the reasons that they give us, the kids, they say the kids is too bad, too all over the place, too disrespectful, too be running around. This the things they say, and I look at it like, but these the kids that we need to be helping. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of programs reach out to, like I said, it'd be like quarter pointer, or a lot of kids that might already have stuff together. And you know what I mean? And there's a lot of nonprofits out here that, not to throw shade, but there's a lot of nonprofits that just be in it for the money and stuff, or just be in it for the fame, and be in it for the, you know what I'm saying, the likes and all that type stuff. And what one thing about we so organic that we want those kids that's, you know what I'm saying, that's struggling, that need a place to go to get just to get some food if they want something to eat. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna judge you, we don't judge nobody, but we want y'all to come here and get these opportunities, put y'all on people, you know what I'm saying, introduce y'all to a whole different world out there, you know what I'm saying, go on trips and just open your eyes up to different potential businesses and ways they can actually get money the right way. Like, in the summertime, Ms. Nah and myself and Keisha, we hired over 200 kids in the whole Philly. You know what I'm saying? Through Work Ready, we hired kids through Powercircle. So it's like it's a lot of stuff that like people, the perception, like perception is crazy. Like people will see this name nonprofit. Like I'm gonna just use trying to think. All right, Big Brother, Big Sister as an example, right? This is a well-known nonprofit that been around for decades and um it's a name, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm a person that's trying to donate, because you know we basically survive off of donations,
Right.
we survive off of funding, we survive off of grants, right? But now when you got these other, you know, in the city is like one piece of pie come down for funding that everybody got to fight for. So back in the day when we first started, like I said, it might have been 10 mentoring programs in the whole city, right? Now 2023 probably got 200 in the city. You know what I'm saying? But the same slice of pie come down for everybody to try to fight for to get the money, and it be to the point where a person will easily feel more comfortable giving their money to a Big Brother Big Sister program. You get what I'm saying? To get their tax write off or to feel to get their blessings. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, oh, I'm more comfortable giving it to
Yeah,
them.
I know
You
a
know what I'm
lot of
saying?
people.
Like I don't really they got bad kids. They like that's how it be, and I be looking at it like at the end of the day, the people that's the kids that's doing the violence out here, the ones that just misguided, misled, it's like at the end of the day, we trying to get to them. So we don't really care what nobody think. We don't care because it's like I told you earlier, it's a process. It take literally at least 2 years to build a relationship with a kid that's coming off the streets that's really into that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's really about, you know, that really might feel as though they have to be about that. That don't got no research, that don't got nothing at the crib, that need when I was talking about money, I was talking about kids that, you know, still get taken care of by their parents and stuff that, you know, need little stuff, but the wants and needs is different. But we talking about kids that really might need it, you know what I'm saying, that don't got no shoes and nothing like that. So it take a year, 2 years to really build that trust, to build that process. And we going in these places and they thinking stuff gonna change in 1 week. You feel me? Like they
No,
ain't that. So
you gotta
that be the
build
struggle
rapport.
right there. And it's probably not just us that it's happening to, but I look at it like people, like even the juvenile system, you got all these kids that court cases and made mistakes and might have been a kid that made one mistake but is in that situation, and now they stuck in a system whereas though, you know, the juvenile, all the detention centers is overcrowded and it, it'd be like I got those same kids in Powercircle, but these kids is willing to want to change. They come into Powercircle on their own. I'm not begging them to come. I'm not calling them to come through. Even sometimes if I can't even pick them up where they ain't got a ride, they find a way to get there. You know that. You know what I'm saying? Even like yourself, you came through from far places. So it's like these, if y'all see they want to change and they got potential to come through and wanting to change, how y'all take that away from us? Like,
Why not support more?
yeah, why not support more? Like the support stuff is different in Philly though. I ain't gonna lie. The support stuff be like it be people like I feel like Philly be missing, well, the whole world be missing balance. Like a lot of people be greedy, a lot of people be so stuck in their lifestyles where, you know, they come through Powercircle, drop some jewels and stuff, but then it'd be like, oh, I really want to support you. I really want to help you. I love what y'all doing. I see what y'all doing. Even on Instagram, I love what you're doing. I see what y'all doing. But it'd be like, yo, where the help at? Like how y'all see it, y'all. You know, thank you for the compliments and all that, but y'all ain't giving no bread. You feel me? Like maybe because I look at it like,
For donations to food, because a lot of times that
yeah,
come out of your pocket, like
no,
the
for
pizza,
sure.
the
Yeah,
juices, and stuff like that. Like it just be like the small things. Y'all
right.
can donate socks,
Yeah,
clothes, something to just like relieve the stress off the children.
no, for
Like,
sure. Lead the stress off of us too. But I got a solution for that. So my solution now is like instead of depending on like funding and people BSing you and people just really coming through to kind of like get validation or, you know, talk to the kids. They might do it for to be genuine, but a lot of times it's like, yo, we still need like little support. But I think the solution now for us is just to be self-sustainable, like really just get our own bread. Like even if I gotta work a 9 to 5, I gotta work 3 jobs, I'm gonna make sure that if I chose to do this, like nobody made me do this, like I chose this lane. So I'm not like the whole time I used to be waiting for people like, yo, like somebody gonna save us. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh, somebody gonna drop a bag on us and save us. And like that mindset was slowing me down the whole time because I really thought like that's what the nonprofit game was. Like, yo, somebody rich or something come in and pick you up and help you with your, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, I gotta change my mindset and just be self-sustainable and be able to just get on our own. So we don't gotta deal with the complaint game. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta worry about getting kicked out. We ain't gotta worry about food. We ain't gotta worry about none of that. So lately it's just self-sustainability by, making partnerships with other companies, making partnerships with organizations, and now I got something to give y'all. Like I can help y'all with content, I can help y'all with marketing, I can help y'all fill up rooms with youth all over. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather work for it than somebody just handing it, giving it to me and trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at with it now, to be honest.
Do you think that mindset will ever change?
I feel like it's just who I'm trying, but like my trying to evolve, right? Like I said, we've been doing nonprofit, we've been doing Powercircle for 9 years, right? And even with the generation, the new generation, the young generation, it's like we can't be doing the same stuff we was doing 9 years ago with those kids, with these kids, because it's just a whole different time. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole completely different time. So the way we was teaching them, we can't teach them the same stuff. So in order for me, I had to really step back, right? Learn them, like learn the new generation, learn what they got going on, learn they thinking caps, and kind of like conjoin it with my experience, what I've been through, and how I got through some stuff, and then just really trying to take a step back, right? Learn the business side of the nonprofit, right? Educate myself, because like I said before, I never had this written in my plan of, oh, I want to be this person. Oh, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna learn this. I never had that in my plan. So now it's like taking a step back and re-educate myself, getting it to where I wanted to be, as if this was something in my head when I was young. Like, yo, I want, how everybody, I want to be a football player. I want to be a rapper. Now it's like I want to be a top nonprofit in Philly. I want to be the top non mentoring program in Philly. And when I mean top, I don't mean competitive with other nonprofits or other mentoring groups. You know what I'm saying? Because I commend all of them. We all do the same work. You know what I'm saying? But when I mean top, I mean the best person I could be, the best mentor I could be, the best running program that we ever had running. You know what I'm saying? So it's just really about evolving and just changing the whole structure of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, yo. It'll be a lot of stuff that be deep that people don't see. Like I'm talking about the political game. That's worse than the streets for real, for real. Like people backdooring. It's so much crazy stuff that go on that behind the scenes that you be like, yo, you ain't give up yet. Feel me? Like I'm like, yo, I've been trying to give up, but God won't let me give up. But every time something happens, it's like I definitely want to give up. You feel me? But then I had to take a step back and just be that person. Like, all right, I know I gotta do better. I could do better. Like you feel me? Like I got that confidence to be like, all right, I know if I came this far, like I know I can go farther with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about change. It's about evolving. And then when it comes to the kids now, like I said, most of our group is from 13 to 17. And it's like I'm getting up there so we could pass the torch to you. You know what I'm saying? Pass the torch to the next group of kids that's gonna come up and become mentors, because I feel as though I'm not gonna be fully relatable and fully able to, be more hands on when there's another young group coming up. You know what I'm saying? So really, it's just building up the next generation just to take our place, and me going to a different level on bringing extra opportunities, extra resources back to the neighborhood, and just like expanding on stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we've been in Frankfurt for 9 years, and you kind of look at support like, why am I looking for the people that I'm helping to support us? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then why I'm waiting for somebody to come, like a superhero to come and, save us, when the whole time we are our own superheroes. You feel me? So it's just really like it's game time, and I can't. And I'm talking about it now because I'm really trying to speak it in existence. Like the year that's coming up, there's a lot of stuff that trying to make happen for sure.
One thing that's like really disappointing about this situation is the fact that like it's a nonprofit organization versus the Boys and Girls Club, right? Like
Right.
remember I said I didn't have nowhere to go to eat and stuff. So like the Boys and Girls Club, they'll charge you a fee, a weekly fee, $25. You know how much that is for a month? a lot.
Yeah.
So it's like if I don't have that fee, that's what I can't do. Can't get the same resources as the kids that's like in the Boys and Girls
Mm-hmm.
Club. I can't eat and I can't have an outlet because you're charging me money I don't have.
Right.
Whereas though in this situation, I could just come here and be a kid, eat,
Yeah.
get resources like the people you bring in and stuff. That gives me hope. So it's like it really sucks.
Yeah, it do. And it's crazy because even like places like that and other places that try to charge us for space, like turn
Right.
around and charge us for space, which like I said, I had to really realize like my value, right? Because to be honest, like I said, I just be living like me, like as far as like I didn't never think that Power Circle would ever exist. Like me growing up, like always, like I said, I ain't started since I was like, I want to say like 23, 23, 24. And it's like before then, my whole childhood, I never knew Buddha was gonna become like where I'm at now. And I still don't be knowing unless somebody tell me, unless somebody remind me, like, yo, I appreciate what you're doing. I love what you're doing. And I be having to like really like, like reminisce on like, damn, I really do this. You know what I'm saying? I be even had to look at my page and go back years and be like, and just look at the process, look at the journey to where I'm at now and be able to like use the resources I have. I feel like I got a lot of heavy resources. Like I know a lot of people, like a lot of access to people that, like I said, either they help me, I help them, but to this day, I still don't be realizing like my full worth, my full value. So a lot of those places, I don't want to say use you because everybody use each other, but I feel like they misuse me where they brung me in a situation and I kind of built their whole platform up. But genuinely, me not knowing like I'm building your platform up, but I came in and built your whole platform up. You feel me? Like when it comes to people coming there, when it comes to the media coming there, when it comes to just connections and stuff,
Right.
I feel as though Power Circle was a part of all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about every space we was in from day one because like I said, we was kind of like the blueprint, you know what I'm saying? Like even though our structure don't look like it's all there, we was the blueprint of really being able to keep the attention of the kids, right? Bringing them in without having to be here. Like I said, they want to come to Power Circles. So even with schools, we did a lot of schools that schools be begging us like, yo, please come to our school, stay at our school, be our teacher. You feel me? So I really didn't know my value until I still don't really know it, but looking back now, it's like those places took advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? When we supposed to have a mission of helping people, helping kids at for real. Cause I focus on the youth. Yes, I do a lot of other like events with families and all that stuff go hand in hand, but like my whole energy go towards the youth. And a lot of these places just be like it don't be genuine. It's like, all right, we going to start this youth thing because we know how to structure the paperwork to get this grant. You get what I'm saying? The grant process is the weirdest process, and I want to like hopefully I know this interview gonna go bananas, like it's gonna go far, but I want the city to know and other cities to know, like, yo, y'all need to change y'all grant process. Y'all need to change the whole. Y'all need to throw the whole playbook away and today's world is a whole new world. Most of it is digital. Most of it is like, social media. And I use my Instagram because I really don't, I've been getting sick of Instagram. I ain't gonna lie. Lately, I've been like tired of Instagram, but I've been noticing my Instagram is kind of like my resume. You know what I'm saying? If you go on my Instagram, you can see exactly what type of work I do, what I like to do, something about me, something about my journey. So I just be feeling like the grant process, people be knowing what's up. Like y'all know what's up. Like y'all know who hold it down for the city. Y'all know when it comes to statistics and data in Frankfurt, y'all know how much crime got lower. You know what I'm saying? How much the youth is not getting locked up, how much they're not getting in trouble. You know what I mean? Y'all know these statistics, and it's like y'all still play with us. Y'all still gonna get that money to Sally Suan over here that just know how to real structure her paperwork and write these grants
Right.
and got all these, college grad students and people that went to school for to soup it up and stuff, and get that money. You feel me? And they probably just started where we've been for 9 years, but we ain't really had a knowledge on putting that, paperwork together because we really haven't really worried about it, to be honest. It was like we was just doing it out of love, out of our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Using our own energy, our own money It was never about, yo, we need to do this to get this grant. You get what I'm saying? Because trust me, once we found out about like grants and stuff work, people still play with us. People still got millions of dollars based off of our work. People still got new renovations that they building based off of our work. You know what I'm saying? People still got stats of kids signing in and X, Y, and Z to come through to portray a perception image that, yo, this look good. And that's how people get grants, and never ever once probably broke us no bread down. You know what I'm saying? Because we never was in it for the bread. And the people that did help out and donate, because I'm not saying like nobody helped us out. A lot of people on the way definitely helped us out and looked out. You feel me? And I want to thank them like the bottom of my heart, not because they just helped us, but they helped so many kids. And they, like you said, even when it comes to small stuff like food, you know what I'm saying? Like food sponsors, like that's like the most important thing, because that's the thing where if you young, you know you're gonna get a good meal real quick. Cause we don't be having no BS meals. I mean, unless somebody makes some BS real quick, but most of the time kids look forward just coming to get a little meal real quick, and that's cool. Like we all gonna sit down, eat together like a family. You feel me? We all gonna sit down around the table, eat together, chill, talk, and have dialogue. So it's like the grant process, the nonprofit process, I feel as though is watered down. I feel as though it's fabricated. I feel as though it need to change. It need to kind of, hopefully I can be man enough to say like we took a hit on a lot of stuff. Like we had a blueprint, and a lot of people can now learn from my mistakes or learn from Powercircle mistakes and come in starting nonprofits and just wiggle around our mistakes and do it better and get that funding. You know what I'm saying? But for us, the funding come, that would be a plus, but we really trying to be self-sustainable, getting back to doing events, selling tickets to have entertainment. Like, like we really building a business. Like we not just asking with our hand out, like, oh, we need this, we need that. No, we actually giving y'all something back. If it's marketing, if it's whatever the case may be, like we trying to start this whole business vibes and create generational wealth.
Before we get ready to close out, is there anything else you want to touch base?
Yeah, it was a lot of. I ain't gonna lie, we'll be here forever though. It'll be a lot because, like I said, I was holding stuff in for a long time. Like a lot of like other podcasts, other reporters, either like the Inquirer. A lot of people be like reaching out, through Instagram or through email, just to try to like tap in with us. And I just feel like I wasn't ready at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel as though I do need to use my voice more, but at the same time, it'd be like I'd be burnt out. I feel like I was burnt out. I'd be like, yo, I'm just wasting my breath. I feel like, you feel me? Like that's how I was feeling. But then I had to realize, like, yo, I chose this lane, so I gotta give it my whole 100. Like I gotta give it my whole 100, and I can't complain. I can't, keep venting. I just gotta get the work done. Like if I want change, if I want to see Power Circle the top of the line, I gotta make something happen. You feel me? I gotta change some stuff up. So that's where I'm at now. Like I got a kind of like a peace of mind by taking a couple months off just to kind of regroup, but it be pulling me back because stuff be still happening. You know what I'm saying? People still getting killed. People still, losing their homies and
And you
catching
kids do.
cases. Yeah, like catching cases. And I ain't realized that. Like I ain't want to feel selfish, but it's like, yo, I gotta get myself together before I can help other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't trying to be super righteous. Like I'm trying to get to a point I can be, but now I still be like learning and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like a lot of stuff I did in my past, I'm definitely just trying to right my wrongs and trying to just live a straight path of just focus and locking in and being successful. Like and successful to me, I feel like I feel like I am successful, and it don't got nothing
You
to do with
are.
money. It don't got nothing to do with materialistics or none of that BS. Like the success is really for me is like if I left this earth today, did I help enough people or was it enough? And it's not enough yet, but did I leave a mark? I feel like kind of, but I'm nowhere near done yet. You know what I'm saying? And this year been a big test for Power Circle with the space issues, with the kids just being like, you know what I'm saying, in and out the streets, and just the change of everything going on in this world. And Ms. Nye's situation, Ms. Nye was diagnosed with leukemia a couple months ago, so she's still battling, and she's doing way much better. But just now, it opened my eyes up that we bringing our team to get structured, to get some balance, and bring other people on. Like I said, we can't do it so much longer, so we waiting for y'all to really like. You know what I'm saying? I know you about to go to college and start your life, but we waiting for y'all to really, come back and be able to be those mentors. And I did want to talk about something else real quick too. It was it's just like I feel like we be so like people in the world, well, people, I'm gonna just stick to Philly. We be focused on like the wrong stuff when it comes to like the streets and stuff, right? When it comes to the gun violence, for instance, like when they be like, oh, let's ban the ski masks, right? How y'all worrying about the ski masks? First of all, y'all the ones that was told for us to wear it, but now y'all don't say let's ban the guns or let's ban the bullets. And bullets is only like 30 cents. You can get bullets anywhere. Like I can buy bullets anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And then it be the guns. Like so many kids got access to guns. You know what I'm saying? It's like how y'all worrying about the ski masks, but y'all not even stopping the guns from coming in. So then I had to think like, all right, why is there so much guns turning up, right? Back in the day, used to be so much drugs and crack and stuff on the streets, right? When I was growing up, wasn't too many guns. Like people, it was hard to get a gun. Now I just be peeping like, all right, it's part of that trap. It's part of that same trap back in the day with the crack. You feel me? Y'all need guns because for one, they legal, right? Everybody can have a gun license, right? But our people really that get taken away when we catch cases, when we catch them little probation cases, or we get in trouble, make a mistake. Now it's hard for us to even get our gun license, right? So what they do is they program people. If I'm gonna just use Philly as an example, Philly is so bad, it's so violent. I need a gun to protect myself. I need a gun. Or even if you a person from the suburbs moving into the city that's allowed to get their gun license, I need a gun to protect myself. So now you got the news putting all this bad stuff out there, Instagram putting all this bad stuff out here, like, yo, the city is bad. Like, there's so much shooting out here. I need a gun. So now everybody mentality, I need a gun to protect myself. But all we doing is protecting ourselves from everybody, protect everybody playing defense. It's like they manipulated us to do that. You get what I'm saying? But now guns is falling in the hands of 12-year-olds. You get what I'm saying? That can order it online. Like it's so crazy that all this stuff is just going right over people's heads, but they know it the whole time. So I be looking at it like, damn, what crime? Y'all want crime to keep going because crime pay. You get what I'm saying? So it's a harder, tougher battle for myself and other people that do this type work to get to the kids. But it's really like, yo, if kids y'all listening now, think about it. It's a trap. If you really want a gun, stay out of trouble. Get your gun license. Do it the correct way. You could build a business off your gun license. You know what I'm saying? And you're accountable because you're not going to just go out there and shoot anybody for no reason. You get what I'm saying? So I just feel like the world be backwards when it comes to
Like history
yeah,
repeats
history
itself.
repeat itself. I
It's
feel
like
like
slavery. Then after slavery, we got the drugs on the street.
right,
But
but
like it's all against the black community. I'm gonna
yeah,
just feed y'all this so y'all can just
and it's
change
not
y'all
yeah,
tune.
y'all, and it's not even just the black community, the community of like the poverty, like whoever live in
Oh
them
yeah,
neighborhoods
you
get
right.
caught up. You feel
Right,
me?
I take
Like
that back.
whoever in that neighborhood get caught up because I seen a lot of kids like that wasn't on that type time. So I worked in a detention center for like 5 years, and I used to see like kids. I used to see like kids going to the system for DHS that they ain't do nothing wrong. They just had a bad hand. They was dealt, and they needed somewhere to go, and they go there for a couple days, and then they get caught up in a case. They get caught up in a fight, or they get caught up getting bullied, and now they all caught up in the system, and now they turned into this person. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a good kid that never was on none of that. Now they get influenced by a kid that was on that, and then they living together, and now that turned it. So it's like it's all about the influence. That's why I was wanted to ask you too. Like, what's the difference between like what's an influencer to you?
Okay, so it's two different types of influencers. You got the social media influencers. That's the ones that's like pretty much all about their money social media wise. So they're gonna put whatever they want out in order for like them to make money.
Okay.
Then you got influencers like you, or like, the people that's like really in the field and try to like influence the youth to do better, and to like get out the streets, or to like just be the best version of them. That's that's my definition.
Okay.
But the new
Yeah,
definition
no, that
would
makes
be
sense.
like the social media one, where though it's like a bunch of drama, or I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get paid
Okay.
if
All
I
right.
influence you.
So I meant okay. So it could be a good influence or a bad influence,
Yeah.
and that's where the balance is. I feel like a lot of kids now is just getting sucked into the bad influence. It's like because it's overpowering. You know what I'm saying? It ain't enough influencers like myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's probably only a handful. So it's my duty just to create more influencers to want to become what we on. You feel me? Like, yo, we could still be cool. We could still live how we live. You feel me? Like, ain't that changed? Like, I did all the street stuff. If I'm telling you, if an old head telling you they trying to get out the streets, like I'm done. Wow, that was a burn. If they telling you all this stuff, kids be still trying to test the water. It's like I don't get it. It's like I get it, but then it'd be like, yo, you trying to be curious and learn on your own. I get it. But if we telling you that it ain't that and we've been through hell just to get out and we made it out and we ain't going back, why you still gotta go down that route?
Why not create like a program like that as well?
Like
Whereas
what?
though like I'm gonna let you do this, right? I'm gonna send my kid here. It's kind of like scared straight.
Okay.
But sometimes, like when you go to scared straight, right, the kids still don't get it because they're getting smart with the
Yeah,
inmates and stuff.
yeah,
Why don't you put them through that lifestyle? I'm gonna let you sleep like an inmate
yeah,
for a year or so. Like this, how you want to, you know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
then after that
It's
year,
crazy, yeah. And then
like
after the year, see, I feel like it's so crazy because it got to be accountability. They got to be accountable because a lot of people glorify jail. Like even when you see on social media, like you see the Zoom calls, it's like, yo, free my homie, free my man. Like,
right,
and then once they do their little time, it's like, yo, I'm untouchable. I did that year or I did that little time. I
but
beat that case, and it's like I could do it again. I could keep doing it. And then it's like I said, we glorify it. Like, so the biggest influencers to me right now, of course, is like the rappers, the entertainers, the sports players. So they got all eyes on them, and it's like when they got to be particular with message they about to put out because a lot of them, like I said, putting out stuff that glorify the streets and they talk about it in their raps and stuff, and the kids just hear it over and over. And if I'm a young kid just growing up, not don't got really nobody telling me right from wrong, and I'm learning from the streets, I'm looking at these influencers stuff, and it's like, yo, I want that lifestyle. And he just beat a case. He went to jail. He came home to a Bentley, came home to some jewelry, came home to all the girls, came home to, and then the girls on the other hand went the street god as putting in the work, putting in this, and doing the drugs, and it's like it go hand in hand. So it's really just a question that you ask yourself, like, yo, what kind of life do I want? Who I want to be? And for me, it's like I was that kid that was trying out stuff and doing this and doing nut shit that whereas though like damn I had to look back like I made a mistake because I wasn't being me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was forced to try to be somebody else. Like now I'm 100% me. Like I'm cool with being me. Like however somebody judge me, that's on them. I don't care.
mm,
Like you feel me? Like that's the thing. They need to like every kid watching need to be like ask themselves like, yo, am I good with being me? You know what I'm saying? Even if they do choose to live that life, you choose to live a life, stand on it though. Just
right.
know your decision don't affect just you. Just know you got a mom, you got a parents, you got other siblings, you got a lot of other people. And as a man, you got to be a leader. So it's like, yo, make sure your decisions, you know what I'm saying? Make sure that before you make a decision, make sure you stop and think for at least 10 seconds. Like anything you about to do, if you about to get into it with somebody, everybody got a gun. If you about to get into it with somebody, you got a gun on you, whatever the case. Even before you leave out the house with a gun or get in the car with a gun, just take 10 seconds to be like, all right, this is the decision I'm making. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I know if it go left, that my mom can be crying for the rest of her life, or I'm gonna be behind these walls for a long time. So just remember that you gotta stand on that. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I want to say. Your decisions and just be accountable for it, for real, for real.
Not to cut you off, but what was the juvenile detention center like for you when you was growing
The when I was working at,
up?
or
Yeah,
when I was in.
uh-huh.
So for me, it wasn't overcrowded these like how it is now. You know what I'm saying? Like things like you said, history repeats itself. So things always been going on. You know what I'm saying? But at this rate, like because the influence be so crazy because for me I was influenced by movies and stuff like Paid in Full and all the street movies to be like yo I want to be like that drug dealer, you feel me, or I want to get money like him. And you know what I'm saying, the music really wasn't an influence. It was just like all right, we like the music because it sounds good, but it really wasn't no I'm killing this person and I'm doing this and telling, like it wasn't telling on what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Even when the new generation post guns and stuff like that, it was more like, yo, we moving in silent. Like we don't want everybody to know we, because it's rare. Like you feel me? I don't want to know let my mom know I got a gun. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, yo, I'm posting this gun because this the cool thing to do. The girls like it. Like this, I'm that person. You know what I'm saying? I'm the coolest person. I got a gun. Everybody got a gun now. So now how you gonna separate yourself? Everybody got a gun. You get what I'm saying? And if it is a girl that like you because you a gangster, that's the wrong girl for you. And that girl need to like figure it out too, because the boy that you love can die any moment. You get what I'm saying? The boy that you potentially have to build a family with can be gone any moment or can be locked up for 20 years, and now you supporting this person for 20 years and whatever the case may be, and you stuck out here by yourself. You know what I'm saying? And they parents stuck out here by themselves, and it's just a lot of stuff. Like I said, that decision. So I just feel like back in the day, it just was a little less going on, as far as because it wasn't no social media. Like when I was 13, 14, 15, no social media at all. MySpace came in the picture when I was like probably 17, like 17, 18. So it wasn't no access to learn all this stuff, to see all this stuff. We really had to go outside to be somebody, you know what I'm saying, to know somebody or to meet your connection or your resource. These days, there's no excuse. Y'all got it so easy for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not gonna be super rich, but y'all got it so easy. Y'all can make a lane for yourself. You feel me? You can find yourself. You can learn anything you want to learn. Like think about it back in the day when I was growing up, right? Before I was even in the streets, and I wanted to do what I wanted to do. Not like I wanted to be a football player, of course, but as far as I wanted to be a chef too, right? I went to school for and all, but imagine if I had these resources that people got now, right? I probably would have been the top chef because I could have been learning all this stuff, so educate myself, looking up people doing this. You know what I'm saying? The access the kids got now is no excuse. You feel me? There's no excuse to, if you want to choose the streets, that's because that's the easiest way out. But the hardest way to get out of a situation like is just a headache. So I mean, like you said, kids be wanting to learn the hard way, but I don't even want y'all to learn the hard way because that hard way now is like I could make a mistake back in the day, get probation, get a little time, or get into a rumble, right? These days, that mistake is deadly. You feel me? No coming back from it. Like I'm gonna shoot you, you gonna shoot me. Then if I'm dead, my homie's gonna come back for you. Then your homie's gonna come back for them. Then when we see each other, it's on site. Then it go on and on. Then the cops, we gotta worry about the cops locking us up. We gotta worry about all this shit. It's like it ain't no point. Like I'm losing money doing that. So it's like, yo, you gotta just do the math for real, for real.
And not to cut you off, but I asked that question about like what was it like for you growing up at the juvenile detention centers and stuff, because like nowadays, like I have relatives that's also been placed in places like this, like Carson Island and stuff, and it's like it's so easy for them to escape, and like they have a phone that they're not supposed to have, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like they living their best life in here, so it's like it's really no structure
Mm-hmm.
for them to do better. So it's like when they get out, of course they're gonna be on what they on because there's no structure in there. It's light
Mm-hmm.
work to them, so they're gonna want to go back
Right.
because what they having
Facts.
fun.
Yeah.
So like with things like that, it's like not only do we gotta better our community when they do get placed in places like this, y'all giving them thoughts or like hope that like, oh, if I come back here, like it's nothing until they get of the age to be placed into like that big boy jail. Then they
Yeah.
realize like, yo, this really wasn't nothing, but
Yeah.
this now is something. And I feel like that's what like they're prepping our youth and our
Yeah, for
people
sure.
for.
And yo, so you on point. So what I was saying about earlier, like this, the traps, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's also another outlet to a trap. That's also those juvenile detention centers, and most of them is it's a jackpot for them. Like when they get a new kid coming in, that's money signs. You feel me? Just like the jails, like private jails and prisons. Like when you get locked up, you are labeled as a money bag. Every time you sleep there, every night you sleep there, we making money off you. Every time you taking extra medicine we provide for you, we making extra money off you. Every time we diagnosing you with bipolar or whatever we diagnosing with, we get extra money off you. So at really it's like I want you to be there. I want you to be comfortable.
And I want you to
I
be
don't
there
want you to
long.
run away in them juvenile. I don't want you to run away. I want you to be comfortable. You want your phone, go ahead. Because every night you stay here, I'm making money off you. I know when you go back to the streets, if you get locked up again, if you don't come to my detention center, you're going somewhere else. But either way, all this money is circulating. You feel me? The lawyers, the judges, the police, everybody making money off the crime. And we the only ones that's doing the crime. So it's like, yo, we falling right into the trap. You feel me? Like we falling into the trap. We falling into the trap of the guns, the drugs, the lifestyle, even the music sometimes is like, yo, we falling for it. And I'm not saying, listen, I love music. I love all that. I love all that. You feel me? I don't like the killing and telling on yourself. I don't like that part about it, but I'm old enough that that won't influence me. You know what I'm saying? But the kids is getting influenced because they actually doing the shit that they talking about. You know what I'm saying? They doing, matter of fact, they doing shit so they can talk about it in their raps. You get what I'm saying? So they can come up with some lyrics. Or it could be the opposite. I want to be a rapper, so I know I gotta be stamped. I gotta be this image. I gotta
And a
portray
lot
this
of rappers
image.
don't even be about that. Like
Yeah,
the
but
ones that's influencing them.
yeah, no facts for sure. They not because they rich now. It's like why? Like I'm not throwing my life away. That's all cap. You feel me? So it'd be a whole illusion that you gotta be a strong-minded kid to really see through it. And it's crazy because we did a lot of workshops on like validation and music influence, and we used to do a thing like pick your favorite song that motivates you, play it in front of the class, tell us why that motivates you. Play a song when you sad and you feel depressed. What song do you play? And then I was listening to every song they was playing and hearing the lyrics, and these songs motivate y'all and move y'all to do certain stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, and that's it always been like that. But you gotta just be strong minded. I don't care if you're 13 years old. There's no excuse. Like once you know right from wrong, yeah, you're gonna make some mistakes. But once you know right from wrong, it's like yo, you smarter than that. Like all this stuff is traps out here. Like to make people pockets fuller, like and to make your family stressed out and be at the bottom, like always. Like that's why stuff ain't changed. It's like it's the same cycle. Same cycle. So let me ask you a question though. What what made you want to create this platform? I know you've been talking about it a long time. So like what made you want
I always knew how to do poetry.
right? I
Right.
remember singing too, right?
I mean, I don't really sing like that anymore, but
But you
I
know how to
always,
sing up,
yeah, I always knew how to do poetry. Poetry has always been like an outlet for me.
right?
And when I was younger and I was sitting back in my room, I like write little poems like to motivate myself. And one day I just was like, you know what? Let me like pretty much like speak to the people and stuff. Like people kept telling me my poems was great. You know, you could go far with it. So I started with like every morning I try to get up and like just speak to the people and tell them something good to make them like want to do better. When I was still in high school, so you know, like my friends, they supported me, they jumped on top. And then it was like a change with like, you know, my friends, you
Yeah,
know, like they started like hopping on board. We wasn't like yelling at teachers. We was actually like focusing because it's like one, I can't be like no motivational speaker doing the things that I was doing in school or like getting
facts.
suspended. And then you got my friends that's looking up to me and stuff like, yo, like she doing this. And like, I remember last year she was just getting sent to this school for doing this. So it was just like, let me keep it up. Like, and it helps me better as a person because it's like, I get to find my value and I get to like share like art that I have created with them, which was an outlet for me with y'all. Then, you know, like as you start one thing, your ideas grow. Like
Absolutely.
it's not gonna stop here. It's actually gonna get bigger. At
Yeah.
least that's like my
No,
ideas
it
and
will for sure. Yeah.
what I hope. But like this, I like this for me because it's like I get to create poems, but at the same time I get to motivate people, tell my story, and be a resource to the community because poetry is an outlet. And then with the people I got coming on that speak their story, you got like a visual or an understanding like, yo, I had that same background, I could relate, now I
Mm-hmm.
could hop on board. And then if y'all reach out to me the way that y'all supposed to be reaching out to me, I could put y'all on with these people.
No, absolutely, for sure. Like you listen, you doing it, like you on the ball. And it's just like it's like a living testimony of Power Circle actually, being able to work, like and showing people, like, because I look at it like this, especially Instagram. Like Instagram, a lot of people post, they greatest times in life. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see like the good days. You ain't gonna see a lot of bad days. Like you're not gonna see a lot of struggles. And with Power Circle, I try to post. I try to be real when it comes to posting. To be honest, like I would love to share, the things that we be like going through and stuff. But then I'd be looking at it like I'm not even gonna give attention to the haters or give attention to the people that's trying to stop us. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and then I look at it like, damn, sometimes I might be my own demise. So I had to really just step back and be like, everything we doing is for a reason. Everything that's happening is for a reason. Like when stuff happen and make you sit back and be like, yo, like, is it me? Am I doing something wrong? Or it help you figure it out. And I always been a person that figure it out. Like anybody that know that talk to me, that's probably like my first response when they ask you like, yo, how you doing? You good? Man, I'm just trying to figure it out. Like I'm always
Right.
trying to figure it out. And like I said before, it's like with going into this new year, going into like our 10th year coming up, I want to make sure like we evolve. So I'm just like working right now, putting some projects together. That's definitely like the whole world gonna see. I want you to be a part of it too, for sure. I ain't talk to you about it, but a lot of stuff that's about to change, and I think I'm gonna be able to just to utilize my resources more. Like like I said, I got a lot of good resources. Miss Na got her own resources. Keisha got her own resources, and then we just build a team of other supporters always around us. You know what I'm saying? Like you met most of all of them, like all the people that help us, like just to name a few. I don't
3 hours later.
like it take a village, so I definitely want to like just shout out everybody, you know, that been behind the scenes helping the whole Power Circle grow, helping us, supporting us. Um, Even like the phone calls that I might call somebody at an event just to try to get some advice or try to get some encouragement to keep going. And it is a team. It take a team to do this type work. I'm not just no one man army. You know what I'm saying? But going into this year, I just want to start getting into some different business adventures, testing out different um marketing tools, and kind of just being a creator of. I see where the world going at. Like I always look 10 years from now, like the artificial intelligence taking away all the jobs, all we down to McDonald's, Five and Below. So that like when kids get out of school, it's like, damn, we don't got these jobs. What can I do? You get what I'm saying? Like, so even in the summertime, right? Like I said, we hired 200 kids, right? And they all from 13 to 18, right? But they get an understanding on how to make money, how to work, your work ethic, how to save, you know what I'm saying, what to do with your check, how to cash it. They learn all this stuff, right? But then when the summer end, like summer what, 6, 7 weeks, once that end, it's like they used to getting that money. Now it just stopped. And a 14-year-old can't get no regular job when school year around. You know what I'm saying? And in the summertime, he probably needed that money. He probably have parents to help him out or her help her out. So now, what do you do in the wintertime? You know what I'm saying? Like, what, you turn to the streets? Like, no, y'all should be giving us bread to get these kids more jobs to work at the programs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like it just don't be making sense. Like, oh, we want to stop the violence. Then it'd be like, all the youth is the ones that's doing all, and it don't even be that. It's like, yo, give us some bread, give us
Some
some,
opportunity,
yeah,
resources.
because when the summer end now, there's no jobs. Like, you can't get a job at 14 nowhere. But now, like I said, 10 years from now, or even 5 years from now, we already see a decline of employment when it comes to those small jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you supposed to do coming out of high school if I can't work at these little jobs? You get what I'm saying? Like, what I'm supposed to do? I can't fully just jump and get a career. I gotta make money to become an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have money to go to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like give us the money so we can keep money coming circling around so we can create businesses. So now When a kid home from college or a kid after school, at the high school, they can come right to my store and work, or they can come right to the business and fold shirts up. And we got to create our own businesses to help our own people. And that's how it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody else going to help us. You know what I'm saying? So I just be looking at 10 years from now. And like I said, I'm tightening up myself. I'm trying to just just own up to the person that, you know, God want me to be, like in the position I'm in. So that's what I'm doing.
I want to say I thank you for all that you have done for the community and helping me with my journey, because without you, there probably wouldn't be no JPD studios. You
I
know what I
appreciate that.
mean?
No, it would though. Like you dope. Like I said, when I first met you, you always had, you know, you always knew what you wanted to do as far as now you probably didn't know how you was gonna do it, but you never gave up. You feel me? And you got to where you needed to be, and you still got a long journey to go to. So you about to start school. I commend you for that. I'm proud of you, like I said, and we're gonna connect again. This just like the first one. You know we're gonna do it bigger and bigger, like every time, you feel me? But this exclusive. You feel me? Like I was telling you before, like it made sense for me to do like to do this interview with you because it's full circle. You know what I'm saying? And we the power circle, so it's like everything connected. You feel me? So I appreciate you again for having me.
Appreciate you for coming out. Is there any piece of like advice or motivation you'd like to give the people before we close out?
Yeah. So for me, take me for instance, as far as hold myself accountable for things that I can change, things that I can control. The stuff that I can't change and control right away is just a process of don't giving up, never give up ever. I'm talking about ever because I feel as though for me, I started like super down the bottom. Like I'm talking about the bottom. And I still don't feel as though like I'm super far as like successful, but if I've been would have gave up because of one little thing happening or one person saying I can't come in here or I can't do this, a lot of kids won't even know me, right? A lot of kids won't even know Power Circle. A lot of kids might don't you don't know where they might end up at. You know what I'm saying? As far as my neighborhood, so I just feel like never ever give up. Hold yourself accountable to do better. Like I said, I know I can be going 10 times harder, and that's what I'm gonna do. So that's the advice I got for everybody, all ages.
All right, well, thank you again. And y'all heard it best from the president of Power Circle himself. And I just want to say stay tuned because we'll be back soon with a part two.
Absolutely. Stay tuned.
JPD out.